Search engines today often feel like obstacle courses. You type a question, and instead of getting a clear answer, you're forced to navigate past sponsored ads and pop-up banners to find a list of blue links that you still have to research manually. In short, Google gives us links, not answers. Google हमें links देता है, जवाब नहीं. ChatGPTs seemed to solve this by providing direct, conversational responses, but it struggled with a fundamental lack of accountability. Because it couldn't verify its own data in real time, it would frequently hallucinate, inventing names, dates, and facts with total confidence. This created a gap in how we use the internet. You had to choose between the accurate but exhausting process of clicking through search links or the fast but unreliable answers from an unverified chatbot. Aravind Srinivas spent his career at the intersection of these two worlds. He is an IIT Madras graduate with a PhD from UC Berkeley, and he built his research pedigree inside the industry's most prominent AI labs, OpenAI, DeepMind, and Google Brain. Alongside co-founders from Meta, Quora, and Databricks, Srinivas concluded that the internet lacked a tool that combined the speed of an LLM with the factual groundedness of a search engine. They released Perplexity AI in late 2022, launching exactly 7 days after ChatGPT. Their specific goal was to address the information verification problem that other AI models were ignoring. By focusing the AI entirely on retrieving and synthesizing live data, Srinivas moved away from the traditional search model to establish a new utility, the answer engine. To bridge the gap between AI and search, Perplexity utilizes a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. Most language models operate like a student taking a closed-book exam. They rely solely on the data they memorize during their training. If they encounter a question they don't have the data for, they are forced to guess, which is where hallucinations begin. Perplexity turns the process into an open-book exam. When you submit a query, the system follows 3 steps. It interprets your intent, searches its own live index of the web for relevant snippets, and then synthesizes a summary using only that retrieved information. This architecture enforces a strict standard. If the system cannot find verified evidence in its live index, it will not generate a response. Bina sabut ke kuch nahi, nothing without proof. By grounding every sentence in external data, Perplexity removes the black box nature of AI. It restores user trust through mandatory inline citations that link directly to the source material. The market response to this utility was immediate. In January 2024, Perplexity was valued at $500 million. By September 2025, that number reached $20 billion, a 40x jump in under 2 years. This growth happened while Perplexity maintained a staff of roughly 250 employees. They achieved this scale without a traditional marketing budget, relying instead on the speed of the product itself. Unlike Google, which must protect an empire built on advertising revenue and thousands of physical assets, Perplexity operates on a subscription-based model. Basic access is free, but power users pay for pro features and access to more advanced models. This model attracted early interest from major institutional investors, including Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. They also secured strategic backing from NVIDIA, ensuring they have the computational infrastructure needed to handle millions of global queries in real time. By bypassing the traditional ad-supported search model, Perplexity aligned its business growth directly with the user's demand for fast-cited information. This creates 3 distinct zones on the modern internet. Google remains the primary tool for discovery. It is still the fastest way to find a specific website or a local business. ChatGPT is the master of conversation, the tool you use for open-ended brainstorming, creative writing, or coding assistance. Perplexity occupies the layer of answers. It is designed for deep research, fact-checking, and structured learning, where verification is the priority. However, the tool is not infallible. It still struggles with highly obscure or unindexed information, and like any LLM, it can occasionally misinterpret the context of a complex multi-turn query. Because of these limitations, Perplexity isn't likely to replace Google entirely. Instead, it is carving out a permanent space for the high-value research and information synthesis that legacy search engines have neglected. The success of the answer engine signals a shift in the value of information. Because Perplexity has automated the research process, retrieving and summarizing data in seconds, the human role is moving from finding information to applying insights. Aravind Srinivas points out that this technology evolves every 3 to 6 months. This rapid cycle creates a high pressure on the workforce, where the ability to use these tools effectively is becoming a basic requirement for employability. His proposed response is proactive adaptation. In an economy where AI handles the discovery of facts, professional success will depend on mastering these tools or leveraging them to start new ventures. The internet has changed. The question isn't whether AI will take your job, but whether you will learn to use AI.